Serena Williams has been through a lot, but nothing could have prepared them for the moment that made Alexis cry. Their world turned upside down when they got a shocking news. Now they have to deal with something much more personal than anyone thought they would. Follow along as we look into the reason for the diagnosis and what it means for their family. Serena Williams' trip from the streets of Compton to becoming one of the best athletes in the world is nothing short of amazing. Not only is her story about tennis, but it's also about family, hard work, and getting past obstacles. She didn't just win at tennis. She was a strong person who changed sports and gave people all over the world hope. She was born in Michigan on September 26, 1981. Her family did move to Compton, California, when she was very young, though. A neighborhood called Compton is better known for its problems than its tennis courts. This is where Serena's journey really started. She and Venus, her older sister, trained on public fields that were broken up and were in a rough area. They had bigger plans for them though. Their father, Richard Williams, taught both girls how to play the game when they were very young. He had high hopes for his girls and thought they would do great things. Richard had already written a 78-page plan for their tennis careers before they even picked up a stick. He read books and watched movies to learn the game. Even though he wasn't good at tennis, he thought he could help them do well. Irene Price, their mother, was also very important. She was a steady, helpful presence and helped with teaching. Richard and Oracene worked hard to give their girls the skills they needed to not only play tennis, but also believe in themselves. The Williams girls worked out every day for hours. Richard made sure they stayed on task and followed the rules. Because their dad didn't want them to get burned out or start to feel the pressures of fame too soon. They didn't play in as many junior events as other kids did. Serena was already getting a lot of attention when she turned pro at age 14. Venus made the first big move on the tour, but Serena quickly showed she was a force to be reckoned with. In 1999, when she was only 17, she won the US Open, which was her big break. In the final, she beat Martina Hingis, who was one of the best players in the world. That win was the start of one of the best careers in the history of sports. Serena played with a lot of speed, quickly, and without fear. One of the best serves ever seen in women's tennis was hers. The way she could pace the game, and how tough she was mentally made her stand out. She played and beat every top player from every generation over the years. Her matches with Venus, her sister, became some of the most watched in tennis history. Serena's 23 Grand Slam singles wins are one of her most impressive accomplishments. This is the most by any player in the Open era. Margaret Court holds the record for most all-time with 19. It was the Australian Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open that she won as part of the Grand Slam. She won all of these titles more than once, which showed that she could do well on any field, in any weather, and against any player. Serena also won 4 gold medals at the Olympics, 1 in singles and 3 with Venus in pairs. They won gold medals in Sydney, Beijing, and London, and were almost impossible to beat. These Olympic wins made Serena's name even better, and proved that she wasn't just the best in regular events, but also on the biggest stage of international sports. Serena is unique because she was at the top of her game for a long time. Her career lasted more than 20 years, and she always played at the top level. Even when she got hurt, took time off from sports, and became a mum, Serena always came back better. She won the Grand Slam 3 times, in the 1990s, 2000s, and 2010. This is something that not many players in any sport can say. Serena has done a lot for tennis, sports, and pop culture that goes beyond the prizes and medals. She broke rules as a black lady in a sport that was mostly played by white people for a long time. The court saw her as strong, stylish, and sure of herself. The clothes she wore, her hair, and the way she acted were all parts of who she was. For young girls, especially girls of color, she showed them that they belonged in places they hadn't always seen themselves. She also talked freely about racism, body image, and unfair treatment of women, using her voice in places other than tennis courts. A famous tennis player, it's just as important to know what went on behind the scenes. The long hours of practice in Compton, the fierce determination of a father who believed in his girls, and the quiet support of a mother who stood by their side. Her story is about more than just ability. It's also about determination, patience, and a dream that began on a public tennis court in an area that isn't known for tennis stars. Alexis Ohanian and Serena Williams. Serena Williams is famous all over the world for how strong, passionate, and determined she is on the tennis court. Away from the attention of sports, she's built a strong, caring relationship with someone who has been there for her through life's most important events. Alexis Ohanian is her husband. Their love story is one of current connections, respect for each other, and unwavering support. A lot of people wouldn't have thought that Serena and Alexis would meet in that way, not because they were friends, or because of a famous event. In fact, it took place in 2015 during a quiet time at a hotel in Rome. An event brought Serena to the area, and Alexis happened to be staying at the same hotel. One morning, they both ended up at the same table outside for breakfast. When they first met, they didn't talk, but finally they did. From that simple meeting, a link began to grow. Serena was in the sports world, and Alexis was in the tech world, but they quickly found things they liked doing together. In the tech world, Alexis Ohanian is well known, but he's not good at tennis or sports. The website Reddit is one of the largest in the world, and he helped make it. He helped get the platform up and running in 2005 and was a big part of making it into the world site it is now. He stayed in the tech and business world as an investor and founder after selling Reddit. She also speaks out on important topics like privacy online, digital freedom, and equality, especially for women and people of color in tech. Even though Alexis was successful, he wasn't really into tennis before she met Serena. But as he got to know her, he not only learned more about the sport, he also liked her a lot. They became more and more close, and in December 2016, Alexis asked Serena to marry him in the same hotel in Rome where they had met the first time. Soon after, in April 2017, Serena announced that she was pregnant. In September of that year, they had their daughter Olympia. The wedding was beautiful and moving, and it took place in New Orleans in November 2017. It felt like a dream when the wedding happened. It was full of love, fun, and famous people and close friends, like Beyoncé, Kim Kardashian, and Anna Wintour. The wedding was based on Beauty and the Beast, and it looked like a castle. There were beautiful lights, and even a carousel. Everything else was nice, but what really stood out was how much Serena and Alexis loved each other. They looked at each other and talked in a way that made it clear that they were in this together. After that, their bond grew stronger, and now they're there for each other, no matter what. Alexis has always made it clear that he looks up to Serena, not just for what she has done, but also for how strong she is as a person, a mother, and a partner. He tells her all the time how proud he is of her and how her hard work and determination make him want to do better. Alexis is always there for her, whether she's at her games, cheering her on from the stands, or helping out with their daughter at home. Their relationship shows that love can grow when both people accept each other's paths and support each other's goals. Serena and Alexis have found ways to stay grounded, even though they are very busy and have well-known jobs. Put their family first and make time for each other. They also always say nice things about each other. They keep showing that their relationship is based on trust, understanding, and real care by going to events together, playing with their daughter, or just taking it easy at home. They're not just in love with each other. Teamwork and respecting each other are important. There are a lot of ways that Serena and Venus are alike and how they work together. Aside from the game, they help each other improve, deal with problems, and enjoy each other's wins, no matter how small. The health problems that are going on. Few people fully understand what it's like to play professional tennis at the top level for more than 20 years. For Serena Williams, the trip was full of glory, titles, and moments that made record books. It did, however, come with years of mental and physical pain. She had injuries, surgeries, and personal problems that she often tried to keep from the public eye, even though she had strong serves and tough comebacks. Tennis puts a lot of stress on your body. During games, players run, twist, stretch, and hit the ball hard for hours on end. During events, they may do this for days on end. Serena began playing tennis seriously when she was a teenager and kept doing it well into her late 30s. Her strong and powerful style of play helped her win, but it also put a lot of stress on her body over time. Over time, the wear and tear caused a number of major injuries. She has had a lot of well-known accidents over the years. During her whole career, her knees have been a big problem. She's had a lot of knee problems, like inflammation and tendinitis, which made her miss events and need time off to heal. She also had trouble with her back, especially as her work went on. She had to pull out of matches, sometimes because her back hurt or felt stiff. Her shoulder, which was another important part of her strong game, was also hurt. Each of these injuries made it harder for her to train regularly, which is very important for someone who wants to compete at the top level. A lot of the time, Serena played through pain, even when she wasn't hurt badly. The kind of pain that won't go away, even with rest or medicine, became something she had to deal with every day. She had to figure out how to handle it, getting physical treatment, going through rehab, and working closely with medical staff. Serena has talked many times about how she sometimes woke up in pain but still forced herself to go to the court. People looked up to her because she was so dedicated. It did cost something, though. Serena rarely showed signs of breaking under all this stress, but as time went on, she became more honest about how it all made her feel. It can be stressful, people expect a lot from you, and your mind can get tired after being in the focus for so long. It was because she was honest that more people started talking about mental health in sports. It showed that even winners have problems with doubt, anxiety, and finding balance. The way Serena has dealt with physical and mental pain shows that being strong doesn't mean never hurting. It means going forward, paying attention to your body, and being brave enough to say when something is wrong. Her struggles were real, but so was her strength. The scary birth experience. Serena Williams went through one of the scariest and most life-changing times of her life in 2017, not at tennis, but in a hospital room. The following year, she had her first child, a girl she named Alexis Olympia Ohanian Jr. but loves calling Olympia. Although becoming a mother was a happy event, the birth of Olympia was complicated, scary, and painful. Serena was put to the test in ways she didn't expect. Olympia was born in West Palm Beach, Florida. On September 1, 2017, Serena had hoped for a normal, healthy birth, But things quickly went wrong. Doctors found that while she was having contractions, her baby's heart rate had dropped to a dangerously low level. Due to this quick change, a C-section had to be done right away. Olympia was born safe and healthy, but Serena's health started to get worse almost right away after the surgery. Serena had terrible shortness of breath just one day after giving birth. She knew something was wrong because she had pulmonary embolisms, which are blood clots in the lungs. Serena was used to being in this state. She had been in the hospital for a pulmonary embolism in 2011 and knew how bad it could be. This time, she had to say that something was wrong, even though she was in a hospital with doctors and nurses all around her. She asked for a CT scan and something to thin her blood. At first, the medical workers didn't think much of her. They thought her pain might have something to do with the surgery or something less important, but Serena wouldn't give up. Doctors finally did a scan and found that she had several blood clots in her lungs. She got help right away, but that wasn't the end of it. Serena started coughing so hard after being told the news that she tore open her C-section scar. Because of the problems, she had to have more surgeries, including one to stop more blood clots from getting to her lungs. In total, she had several surgeries and was stuck in bed for 6 weeks after giving birth. It was hard work and tiring to get better. This was even more heartbreaking because it happened at a time in her life when she was meant to be having the best time ever. Serena had to fight for her life instead of spending time getting to know her new baby. She said it was one of the scariest things that had ever happened to her. It was hard for her to feel happy when she was in so much physical and emotional pain, she said. She was thankful to be living though. Serena became aware of a much bigger problem after this. Many women, especially black women, face risks and problems during childbirth. Black women are almost 3 times more likely than white women to die during pregnancy in the United States. She knew that she had to fight to be heard, even though she was famous, rich, and had access to the best medical care. It was possible for anyone to have what happened to her. Serena began speaking out about black mothers' health after she got better. She told her story in interviews and wrote a powerful article in Elle. She hoped that her experience would help others and bring attention to the problem. She talked about how important it is for women to be heard by doctors and nurses and to speak up for themselves. She also told the medical system that it should pay more attention to the worries of women, especially those from disadvantaged groups. Serena took a long time to get better physically. After having several surgeries, she had to get stronger again. It wasn't just about making her body better. It was also about getting back on track emotionally after something so terrible happened. She agreed that having a child was both beautiful and hard. She had times of self-doubt, anger, and tiredness, just like a lot of new mums do. She leant on her husband Alexis and found strength in her love for her daughter through it all. Serena being open about how she gave birth brought attention to a problem that many people don't talk about enough. She didn't just talk about her pain on her stage. She also started important conversations that could save lives. Everyone was reminded by her strength in telling the world what she went through, that even the strongest people have weak moments, and that sometimes the strongest thing a person can do is ask for help, demand answers, or speak up. Serena Williams has always been known for being strong. She has been diagnosed with a benign branchial cyst, the kind of strength that helps people win titles, get better after getting hurt, and get through life-threatening health scares. But no matter how hard things have been in her life and work, nothing can fully prepare someone for the fear that comes with a new health problem. That's what happened when Serena found out she had a normal branchial cleft cyst. Even though it turned out not to be cancer, The experience was scary and emotional, and it reminded Serena that even her good health can change at any time. These are the different kinds of growths that can happen on the side of the neck. It comes from tissue that didn't grow properly when the baby was still in the womb. Most of the time, these cysts are not dangerous. However, if the cyst gets bigger, sick, or hurtful, it should be checked out and maybe taken out. Serena was shocked. And shocked when she found the cyst. She saw a lump on her neck and chose to have it checked out. Her history of major health problems, like blood clots and the traumatic event after giving birth, made it easy for her to feel very scared when she found something new on her body. The natural questions started to come up even before they got a full report. What is this? What's the matter? Does it look like cancer? Will I be all right? It had a big effect on my emotions. After the fact, Serena talked about how worried and unsure she was when she first thought something might be wrong. Even though she was brave in public and on the court, she said that her first thoughts were scared. She thought about her future, her kids, and what she would have to deal with next, just like everyone else in that position. At the same time, she felt weak, like when you realize all of a sudden how fragile life and health can be. It was a relief when the doctors said it was a normal branchial cleft cyst, but that didn't take away the emotional weight of the event. Serena decided to talk about it in public. The public didn't have to know about the news, but she chose to be honest. In case her story could help other people. She talked about how important it is to pay attention to your body. Trust your gut when something doesn't feel right, and never be afraid to get medical help. Being honest made a big difference. A lot of people don't know what a branchial cleft cyst is until another well-known person talks about it. Serena used her fame to bring attention to the issue and remember people how important it is to get regular checkups, pay attention to changes in their bodies, and get medical help when something feels wrong. She didn't try to hide how she felt or play down her fear. She instead showed that being strong means being open about the things that are hard for you. Serena's journey with the cyst ended with good news, but it was also another turning point in her life. It made her think more about her life and make changes, especially as she helped someone else deal with their own health problem. The fight that Alexis Ohanian has with Lyme disease. When people think of Serena Williams and Alexis Ohanian, they often think of two strong women who work well together. They have had their own private fights, though just like any other couple. These fights happen quietly behind the scenes. Their shared battle with Alexis Ohanian's Lyme disease was one of the hardest health problems they had to deal with. Serena had her own health scares over the years, but this time the attention was on Alexis, and they switched roles as carer and patient. Because a sick tick bites you, you can get Lyme disease, which is caused by bacteria. Some parts of the United States have a lot of it, especially in grassy or wooded places. Having a fever, feeling tired, having joint pain, and having a red rash that looks like a circle are all early signs of Lyme disease. There are some people who get chronic Lyme disease, also called post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome, and they keep getting sick even after the bacteria is gone. For Alexis, the diagnosis didn't come right away. As a lot of people who get Lyme disease do, he felt bad at first and didn't know why. He was tired, had aches, and had a general sense that something wasn't right. At first, it was easy to think it was just worry, or not getting enough sleep, since he was working, being a dad, and being a good husband. Things got worse over time, though, making it clear that something more serious was going on. He finally found out he had Lyme disease, after a lot of tests and trips to the doctor. The diagnosis changed everything. Alexis started treatment, which for most people means taking medicines to get rid of the infection. Some people answer right away, while others need more time. Recovery can be hard to plan for and expect, especially if you have symptoms that don't go away, like brain fog, muscle pain, and tiredness. It was a big change for someone like Alexis, whose life is always going fast. He had to take it easy, pay attention to his body, and give himself time to heal, even if that meant taking a break from work or family activities. Serena was by his side the whole time. Alexis had been there for Serena through surgeries, giving birth, and getting better. Now it was her turn to be the strong one in the relationship. She helped him stay healthy, gave him support when things got tough, and told him to be kind to himself. The event added a new dimension to their bond. They had always worked together, but now they had to deal with a new task that tested both their physical and mental health. They chose to be honest about what Alexis was going through as a group. In the same way that Serena had talked about her health scares in the past, Alexis told the world about his Lyme disease experience. He didn't just tell me the truth. When he didn't feel like himself, he talked about how hard it was to work, concentrate, and stay upbeat. Being honest helped bring attention to an illness that a lot of people don't understand or know much about. As a pair, they were honest, which made other people who were having health problems feel less alone. Their story shows what it means to be there for each other, through good times and bad. It also shows how being sick as a family can change how you see each other and make things stronger between two people. Serena and Alexis didn't act like everything was fine. They showed that love means being there for each other when things get tough. What Serena does away from tennis. When 2022 came around, Serena Williams quit competitive tennis for good. Serena and her friends all over the world were moved by the news after she had dominated the sport for more than 20 years. She was famous all over the world for how well she did on the court. She made it clear that her journey wasn't over when she stopped though. In fact, Serena didn't slow down when she retired. She had to turn her attention to the next part of her life, which would be just as full of goals, imagination, and meaning. One of the most important parts of Serena's life after tennis is her job as an investor and businesswoman. She started Serena Ventures, a venture capital company that helps young businesses, especially ones run by women and people of color. Serena wanted to make a real difference by putting money into businesses that other investors don't usually look at. As part of Serena Ventures, she has given money to tech, health, education, and other businesses. But that's not all she wants to do. It's to help make the business world more open and offer more opportunities. Serena has also been busy with clothes. She began making clothes and starting her own fashion lines a long time before she quit. Her style has always been strong and outspoken, and she put that same energy into the clothes she made. Her brand shows that she is sure of herself, strong, and not afraid to be herself. She can be creative in other ways and connect with friends and customers on a more personal level through her fashion work. Serena has also stayed busy by giving back to the community. She fights for many issues, such as equal rights for Black people, women's rights, and education for poor kids. She has helped build schools, make healthcare easier to get to, and help people in need all over the world. She has always thought it was important to help other people. Since she has more time off the court now, she's continuing to help other people. There's no doubt that Serena and Alexis have been through some of life's hardest times together, showing love, strength, and resiliency. If their story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get more real-life stories and news about your favorite stars. Wait for more.